Hey friends, happy Wednesday. How are you? I am doing better, thanks. So the sun is shining. You can tell because it's really bright in my sewing room, and it is like 44 degrees out, but gorgeous sunshine. So I just thought I'd hop on this morning, or actually this afternoon, a lot earlier than I normally do, and just sit down in my sewing room and chit chat with you for a minute while I take a break from sewing. So I got those small pieces all sewn in a chain piecing effect, which just means I didn't cut it. And it goes so much faster when you chain. So normally I would take my cutter, but I'm just going to take my little shears and I'm going to snip it. Maybe not with those shears. Just a second. Oh, maybe with these, because that one didn't want to work well. So last night I ended up taking some Advil. I should have taken it earlier, but I'm kind of like Mr. Jerry. Unless it's an immediate, I need something right away, I procrastinate. So, and I want to say thank you to all the ones who have talked about little suggestions and everything. I have discovered that through my years of eating a lot of processed foods, especially fast foods, fried foods, things with high sugar, the older I get, the more my body reacts negatively against it. And that kind of stinks in a way, because, you know, then that just makes me feel like I'm left out. But I don't like feeling that way. So I do know that after I sit there and have, let's say we go out and we get a big thing of ice cream, I will use, one of our favorite ones is a Mr. Misty from Dairy Queen. I haven't had it yet this year, don't know if I will. But all it is pure sugar. It's just ice cream mixed with your freezy liquid. And it is super, super high in points, and there's a reason why. So I noticed last year that I didn't feel very good afterwards. I didn't sleep well, and the next day it would bother me to where my joints would kind of hurt a little bit. So I did what everybody suggests you do. You eliminate something for a couple weeks. And of course, I waited to do the retest again of going in and buying a small one this time, not a big one. And it still happened. So that kind of told me that I can't have that. And there was one other time on my Weight Watcher journey, and you're not knowing what I'm doing, but these I had sewn together into groups of 4s, and now I'm just opening them up so that they are the same as the other 8 strips that I got. So there was one time, and I talked to my Weight Watcher leader at the time about it. And basically, whatever I had ate, I immediately had like hot flashes, nauseous, didn't feel good, all the stuff. And basically, it was a sugar high. It just zinged my body up enough that told me that I can't do that. And I do notice that all the inflammation and stuff does come from foods that I eat. So I am trying to eliminate them. So, so I got all those ready to go into the bin. Oh, and the bin is right here. And like I showed you yesterday, I have this whole stack here to sew them yet. So, but I think part of my back issue, because it was mainly up in the upper back here, when I'd have Mr. Jerry kind of rub up in there, it immediately brought tears to my eyes, but it felt so good. But I did a lot of rearranging stuff when he was gone, since he's done the redo the kitchen. Then it's a perfect time for me to, you know, rearrange my tchotchkes and all that stuff. And I remember there was a lot of reaching, a lot of stretching. I kept telling myself, be careful of your back, be careful of your back. I think that's part of it, but I don't think that's all of it, because the what day was it? Monday. He ran into town and he came home with McNuggets and fries from McDonald's, and so there's that processed food. So I think it is a good combination. So I think my journey is going to kind of tweak a little bit in my eating stuff. I always used to have chips or pretzels with my lunch, and I'm trying not to do that. And once my croutons are gone, they are store-bought. I'll just start making my own, because we make our own bread. And you know, it doesn't have the preservatives in it, because all it has in it is the yeast, water. We use cane sugar now instead of the store-bought you know, the regular kind of sugar, and olive oil in it, and the flour, and a little bit of salt. And I do have Himalayan salt, and I've been using that, but every once in a while I try to use our iodized salt, because we still need iodine in our systems. So I can control my croutons that way. So like today I had a salad, and instead of putting the cheese in it, I just had the turkey, and the turkey was not deli turkey. It was from our real turkey. I guess they're all from real turkeys, but if you know what I mean. And some raisins, and a apple, and my dressing, my Bolthouse dressing. I know that's processed, but you know, I only have salads like 2 or 3 times a week of that. So, so that's going to be that, and I'm doing my best. I'm going to try to, for my, not to have a snack at night unless it's like protein-based or a vegetable, or even a fruit. I find that we canned peaches last year, sliced peaches, and light sugar in it, but I don't drink the, you know, the juice. I mean, when I take it out of the jar, they're you know, strained. So, and that's just enough sometimes of a sweetness to bite that, because Jerry's got Oreo cookies out there, and I would love to have an Oreo cookie. I'm not going to do it. I do have peaches in the refrigerator, so if that cookie really bothers me that much, I'll try the peaches first. And if it doesn't bite it in the bud, I don't know, maybe I'll have a cookie, but I'm trying really hard not to. So, but so slept really good last night, and felt a lot better today. So, but he's been working in the kitchen, and he has been on the end caps of our islands, as he calls them. He's got the oak in there, and they're all finished, and now he has tore off the back side of it would have been considered like an outside island of your cupboards if it would have extended out the countertop, but it always had showed that, and it has the paneling that is, 23 years old. And so he took that off, and then he bought some white shiplap, and he's got that up on it, and he did find the color to the dining room, and so he'll be when he's ready to paint, then that will be done. So, but I don't know what else he's going to do, because it all depends on the weather. So that's what he keeps telling me, because the next step technically should be the countertops, and then the backsplash. And our son's wife, Lindsay, has already offered to help with the backsplash, because she loves doing that, and he'll take her help anytime. So the other thing that I did was I've been talking about this quilt, and I showed you yesterday. It's called the Library Nook, and it is by Modern Charm Stitchery, and it is a free pattern. And yesterday I talked about how I was going to use this jelly roll, and how I might use these charms, or I might use the jelly roll. And there was just something about opening up a jelly roll and, to me, only using part of it, and then what do I do with the other part? And so for me right now, it's kind of the year of use what you got, even though I got another subscription in yarn. I re-signed up, so let's backtrack. Let me tell you this first, then we'll go back to the, no, I'm just going to finish this first. So I went into my stash, which is in the closet back there. And if my back hurts tomorrow, it's because I've been reaching up and pulling down these totes that are like this, this full of fabric. And it was my yardage fabric, so it was heavy. So I threw caution to the wind, and I am not going to do the jelly roll now. I put the jelly roll away. That jelly roll will make a beautiful quilt, and I will find a pattern for it, or it might make a beautiful rug. So we'll see. So this one called for, you needed a background color, and you needed, it says, a light fabrics, and you needed 111 2.5 by 8 inch strips, and 6.5 by 6.5 squares, and those squares is what the flowers, and those are English paper piece, are going to set on top of. And then then you needed 4 dark fabrics. I wanted mine springy, bright, and summery. Y'all, I got 5. It's not going to matter because I'm using what I got. And so I needed 111 2.5 by 8 inch strips. So out of the 5, 2 of them are going to have a couple extra. They're going to repeat two more times. And then I needed 42 2.5 by 2.5, which is the flowers. And I figured I would take the flowers out of whatever's left of the fabrics here. So this is a white. This will be my background color. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but, and I will take a video of it afterwards so you can. But there's actually a print in it, and it has flowers, and I can't see, oh, right there. It has some flowers in it. So that will be the background. I got this blue, and it has dragonflies on it. I have made a quilt out of all of these except for, nope, I think all of them. So there is the blue. And then I don't have much of the purple, but I think I have enough. So this is also, this one has butterflies in it with the flowers. Then I have this orange that I just used in that Dresden plate 1 that just needs to be quilted. And it's getting washed out, but I will, like I said, I will take pictures of all of, or a video of all of this. I have this yellow because I thought it needs a pop of yellow in it. And it's like a grunge yellow. It has, it's like darker and lighter. Y'all, and I had to have this in it. And this one just has swirls. And I have quite a bit of that. So when I put these all together, that's going to make a happy quilt, don't you think? And I'm thinking if I have enough of the yellow that I will try to get the centers of the flowers out of this, and then the rest of them out of the colors. So yeah, so that is, so I did pick that out today, and I'm very, very happy with that. I have to look up to see when it officially starts. Oh, my ear itches. It might not start until next Monday. So Monday or Tuesday, you know. So I have time to cut them into their strips and get it all set up. So I was really, really tickled with that. So, but other than that, that's all I've done. I've come in here to sew those strips together, and I'm going to sit here and put on some good music, and going to sew the other strips beside me. Seems like there was something else I want to talk about, but I can't think of it right now. So I did order some more pots for my seedlings for the garden. My flower ones are growing, well, they're all growing good. Really big. And they need to go outside. And so it's still too cold. Our last frost date isn't until May 24th. So, and the way our weather's been up and down. So I did order, I think they're like 6-inch pots. And so I'll put those flowers, I'll separate all my flowers into the 6-inch pots, and then the 4-inch pots I will save, and I still have peppers that I need to transplant into the bigger 4-inch pot. My celery I have to transplant into the 4-inch pot. And other than that, yeah. So I think that comes in tomorrow. So anyways, oh, now I remember the subscriptions. So I belong to Stitches of Love, the quilting one, And April's is on its way. I should get it Saturday. And that is the one that has 12 different embroidery blocks. It's called Garden Girls. And it comes with embroidery floss, and it's way over there. I can't get it. And all that stuff. I will show you the kit when it comes in. Even if it comes in on Saturday. Oh, my hair just wants to bug me today and every day. And you're probably saying, leave your hair alone. But I'll show you what that is. And then I had this yarn subscription through Yarn Love, and one subscription was, well, they both were paid for, but the one, because of the tariffs, where she gets her yarn base from is from Canada. So the one is going to arrive the same time as the other one, as April's. And I had the option of canceling, and she would refund my money, but I didn't want to do that. I mean, if it's going to be something that's going to be an ongoing thing, you know, then maybe, but she can't control that. So I have 2 of those coming in. I got the tracking information, but not the delivery date yet or anything. And then Yarnable. I used to subscribe to Yarnable. I love Cheryl's yarn. I have lots of it, and I've been using it up as I go. But then I was thinking about Christmas gifts. I have a friend who, because she's so busy in the summer, that she wants to try to get in her downtime right now, her Christmas gifts, the bigger stuff done. So she had crocheted her husband a granny square blanket, and that's all done. And I don't know what she's doing for her kids on the others, because she made all her kids for their birthdays quilts, lap quilts. And so I don't know, because she did her husband's, but anyways, she's trying to get all her gifts done in advance that take time. So when Christmas rolls around, she doesn't have to worry about it too much. Well, I always make our kids and grandkids socks for Christmas. And it's getting so that my hands don't like all the knitting on it. So I thought, you know what? Yarnable had an opening, and I can get the DK and get it without the frills. So the cost was like $10, $12 cheaper. So that's what I did. I will pay for that subscription to get at least the adult kids, and Landon's. Landon and my sons, they have big feet, like size 13s. Riker, he's getting right up there. So, but if I can get at least 5 months out of it, what is that? I'll get the first one in May, I think. May, June, July, August, September. So then I just have Layla and Riker. And Riker, I noticed last Christmas, I made him Jerry size, but when he pulled them up over his ankle, it was tight. So I think I'm going to have to do his like Landon's and his dad's, and I'll have to go up to, I use plain vanilla, Kayla's, the Crazy Sock Ladies pattern for the DK, and so I will just bump up to the next size, because normally I do the medium, and then she has a small, medium, and large. So, and the large always fits our son and our grandson Landon. So, but yeah, So at least I can do that. I just feel like sometimes, it's like with anything, you just need a change of something. And when you knit socks all the time, sometimes you just don't want to knit like you used to. But if I can finish socks for those guys, that is the biggest thing. The other thing in the back of my mind, because I have all these quilt tops, is that for the 4 adults, I might make them, give them each a quilt for Christmas. And Landon's, he will be a senior next year, and I'd like to do a quilt for him in particular because it's a senior year. So, and I've been kind of thinking what to kind of do for him. So, but in the back of my mind. But I don't know if this is all feasible or possible or whatever. I just know that once I get the kitchen situated to where my dining room table I can use again to lay the backing and the batting and the fabric across it, then I can start quilting quilts. And my thought process is that way, if I can get those done, because I have several waiting that I have made over the years, that I will pull those out first. There were 2 I made for the girls, and I'll pull those out first. They were just the Jelly Roll Race by Missouri Star Quilt, and it's just taken 2.5-inch strips, and you just sew them. You cut a certain amount off first, and then you just sew it continuously, and it just adds on, and it just grows and grows, and then it's done. So it is a pretty quick and easy one. I remember doing it in a day. So, yeah. But other than that, my friends, I'm gonna let you go. This is getting long enough, and I need to get to sewing. So, but I wanted to show you that quilt that I changed my mind, and I'm really happy with it. So now at least I can sit here and I can, cut the strips that need to be cut and get it all ready so that when it does start, I'll be ready to go and I'm not behind the 8 ball. And I'm still knitting on that, on my sock. So I'm probably within a couple of inches of the toe. And so I'm at the point where, I will absolutely finish that one and then cast the other one right on right away. So, but other than that, thanks for listening. And I hope that your Wednesday was a good one. And if it wasn't, hold on, it's okay. Things will get better, because yesterday was not a good day. But in reality, it was a good day. I was still here, and I was still able to do what I needed to do. So, talk to you soon, my friends. you.